I've been binging Tom Petty for the past like 2 weeks.
Uh-huh.
And we were saying it's like his songwriting style is so simple and to the point and kind of like stripped down that it almost is like Southern punk.
Yeah.
In a way.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's like 3-4 chords. That's all you need.
Yeah.
You write your emotions, you sing it. And it's like he's not like classically like the best singer. He's not like a Freddie Mercury type like operatic singer, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like you're talking about rock and roll, it doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah.
All that matters is that you're true to yourself and you can convey the emotions. And he clearly could do that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's that twang, that like whatever he does with his voice that makes him do that. And I sometimes I feel like it's the shape of his mouth and his actual nose that makes him
like
kind of do that.
It's kind of like up front when he's singing. Like,
right? Yeah, it's like right in there. And it's like Chris Cornell has kind of like that thing too. And they're kind of like the same kind of streamline in the face in a way. It kind of does a, in that later music that we reacted to. Check out our reactions here on YouTube. But
also check out our music site After Dark everywhere you stream music. Thanks.
Well, yeah, so it quickly reminded me of that. But yeah, that first album did sound kind of punky. It did, yeah. So, I mean, I can understand that. And they ended up being big over in the UK. And I can understand why the UK would fall in love with that album. Because that album reminds me of songs from the UK that were finishing out the 70s and starting in the 80s. So it's like a punk Morrissey combination, Tom Petty. You know?
Interesting.
Yeah.
I never really thought about it like that.
Yeah, I could see why they loved it over there. So it's a good thing. I would want to make it anywhere. I don't care if it's Bangladesh, okay? If I'm popping in Bangladesh, I made it. And then, America's just the cherry on top.
Yeah. Oh, that's actually really cool. I never thought about that. But it's so interesting because this reminds me of something that you said a while ago about the Eagles. You remember what you said about the Eagles, about them sounding like America?
Yeah.
You want to tell the people?
Well, yeah, because they said it themselves when they started off as a band. Like they were like, we want people to look back at when we started as a band. Like we want people to look back at their memories and think of us too. And that is for sure what they did. Like they sound like America in the 70s and 80s, early 80s.
And to me, Tom Petty sounds like America.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Like, that's like the same thing. And then something else, this blew my mind. I heard about this recently, is one of his first people to teach him guitar in Gainesville was Don Felder. Yeah. I didn't even know Don Felder was from Gainesville.
I didn't know that either.
That's wild,
That's
right?
That's insane, yeah. Well, there's whatchamacallit, not discrepancy. Don says it's definitely guitar. Tom says it's piano. And they go back and forth. Yeah. So apparently, they went back and forth and stuff. So I don't know. He just don't want to probably admit. You know what I mean? I wouldn't want to admit that shit either. If I were like Tom Petty, like his personality,
you wouldn't want to give it to him.
No, I wouldn't.
Whatever, Don.
If he were super older than me, I would be like, yeah, Elvis taught me how to play guitar. I could see Tom saying that, but somebody that's like your contemporary.
Yeah, he's like, you helped a little bit. I don't know.
It makes you look like you went on the slow guitar bus to guitar school.
You took the short bus. No. Okay. So, yeah. Okay. So they started Gainesville.
Yeah.
Mudcrutch.
Yeah.
Moved to L.A. Mudcrutch broke up.
Yeah.
Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers forms. They're still in L.A. Now they're blowing up overseas.
Right.
And then they're blowing up in America.
Yeah.
And it's like it's honestly crazy how many songs that he has.
Right?
Like, I was listening to so much Tom Petty, and I'm just like, holy shit, I forgot about this one. Oh, and this one. Oh, and this one's great, too. Oh, it's like every song, like, there's a classic song on, like, every album he ever did.
Guaranteed.
Like, it's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, and I felt like I knew so much about him, but when I was young, we watched, what year was that? Silence of the Lambs came out, right? And we rented it on videotape.
VHS.
And we sat around in the den and watched it together.
The den.
Okay. And
tapes in the den. Every Friday nights in the house.
It was Friday or Saturday night.
Ours was Friday.
So whatchamacallit? Silence of the Lambs, it's about, them trying to trap a serial killer, Buffalo Bill, and, Anthony Hopkins is an old silent killer too, and they use him to help them catch this guy. Yeah. So the guy's still on the loose, and they show a girl in the movie that's about to get kidnapped. We don't know she's about to get kidnapped, but she's riding in her car. She's like a senator's daughter, and she is jamming to American Girl.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like she's doing her own backup and stuff like that, and that was the first time I heard that song. And I had, of course, known about Tom Petty because he was from the 80s to me, and I didn't even really know 70s Tom Petty.
Right.
So I was just like, well, who sings that song? And then it was like, I went and I found out who sang it. And it was such a contrast to the 80s Tom Petty that I knew that it just like opened my mind to Tom Petty.
Interesting.
Yeah, because he's a bit of a chameleon and not in a fake way.
Right. Right.
It's interesting. Because like how he's able to kind of adopt kind of like a punk-ish sound and then just bring it right back around for the album that came, not the second, but the third one, the Damn the Torpedoes, where he's got the jacket and the red shirt. Like that's the fire album for me. Like even the ones before, but I love that one. Is that the one?
Is Refugee on that?
Yes.
Yeah, that song goes hard.
Yeah, so like to go from that earlier sound with the Heartbreakers, that self-titled album, and to come to Refugee and just have it be like a complete like rock song, but still authentically him is like crazy. It's amazing.
And then you even got stuff like You Got Lucky.
Yeah.
Which is like synths, which is like that sounds like 80s America.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But it's all still him.
Yeah.
This is the thing about Tom Petty, like he was always so sincere.
Right.
In what he was doing. And he never tried to be anything that he wasn't.
Yeah.
And you can really tell, like he didn't try to change his like accent or whatever, like like we were saying, like the nasally way that he sings. He's like, this is what I am.
Right.
And these are the songs that I write. And if you like it, that's cool. And if you don't, I don't give a shit. Like that's that, right? He's just like, this is what I do.
Super cool. They said when the band was jamming, he wasn't even writing any music when they first started out. And how like he was the one that they pretty much approached, right? They really liked him a lot. But the other guys would write songs, like Benton and Mike and stuff. They would write songs, and for some reason, Tom's songs just used to stick, like that. So he was like, he said he would watch them making songs and stuff like that, and he would feel like, kind of insecure. But then he was like, well, I got a couple of songs that I want to play. And then he said he was like, and I got a record deal. So let's come over to my side and make this happen this way.
He used to be pretty he used to like strong arm record labels too.
Yeah. He
would just be like, you want this other record? I'm done with you. Or like, didn't he do like something where like they tried to get another record out of him? He's just like, nope. I'm putting it out. I'm signing somewhere else. I'm sick of you motherfuckers. Like he didn't play.
He had enough. Like by the time he was like 20, he's one of those people that just like had enough.
I read that he literally I think he was on, don't quote me on this, I think he was originally on like Columbia Records, and then he like secretly signed a deal with a different label. Yeah.
It was when he went with George Harrison and all of them because
they were on Warner Brothers.
Right. Yeah. So him working with them unofficially put him on Warner Brothers.
Right.
So because he was
with the Traveling Wilburys.
Yes, with the Traveling Wilburys. So it's like him working with them unofficially puts him on Warner Brothers. So all that is like the right conversation in the right room, right? You know what I'm saying? All the old fat cats, you don't necessarily need to go politically with the red tape and stuff. You can just, after a while, you're at the record label. It's almost like a second home to you. You could just have dinner with somebody.
And especially if you're the guy.
Yes.
Like Tom was the guy. Like all he has to do is just walk in.
Yeah.
Nobody's like, who are you?
Right.
He's just like, let's talk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Exactly. They're like, okay, Mr. Petty. Like,
right. You have to
whatever
be
you say.
The guy. Yeah. And then by that time he had such a like long history of like just solidifying top 200s. Like in the 200 categories, he was like making top 10 all the time. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, why? And especially with corporations like that, I just think of record labels as like two guys on a basketball court in a way. It's like, who's got him? Oh, he wants to come over here. He wants to have a conversation. All right, let's talk to him. Yeah, so
we'll make some things happen.
Yeah.
Does he shoot 3-pointers? But something else I realized is like, I was talking about like the simplicity in like his writing style as far as the lyrics.
Yeah.
But I realized that a lot of the time the music matches that as well.
Yeah.
And I think that's a really cool thing. It's like it all is like one package.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even like the guitar solos and like some of the riffs, like na 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 na. Na 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 na.
Yeah.
It's not like complicated.
Right.
Like it's relatively easy on guitar if you know how to play guitar. But it's
Yeah.
like that's all that it needed.
Yeah.
It wasn't trying to throw in extra shit. It's like this is what the song needs and this is what it's gonna get.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I
very,
mean?
Very simple. And like I love that about him too. Like even a song that's widely known by like everybody across the world, like Free Fallin'. When he talks about that, he was like, man, I love that song. He was like, I love it. He was like, not just because I wrote it. He's like, it's so simple. Like, you know, he's like, he basically said what we were saying. Like, everything he wanted to say,
Yeah.
he said it just like that. And it came out fine. He was like, and it's not just the words. He was like, it's the music. Like, it just comes out nice and neat. And even when you think about Free Falling, da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da. Da 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 da, and then it's like, and I'm free fall. It's so simple. It's like A B A B. Exactly, and it's like, and it comes back and does the same thing, and then it comes again and does the same thing, and you're not sick of it at all.
Yeah,
you know,
because he does this thing. I realized when I was listening, he does this thing where he'll have like a pre-chorus.
Yeah.
Which obviously typically goes right into the chorus.
Yeah.
But sometimes he'll just throw the pre-chorus in and then not go to the chorus.
Yeah.
So your ear is ready for the chorus, but it doesn't come.
Right.
So then you're just like, oh shit. So what is he gonna drop it? You know what I mean?
Right.
So I really think the way that he's able to build songs is really good.
Yeah.
And again, it's all relatively simple. I don't want to say simple meaning like a bad thing, but it's all very straightforward. It's not trying to be complicated, but he's still able to like kind of build like musical tension and like and play with song structures in a way that you're still really interested in it. It's not just the same 3 chords the whole time and the exact same pattern the whole time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
He's still able to, you know, keep you really engaged with it.
Yeah. I mean, what a great artist. And I just like, I mean, not just because I live here in America, but what I really love about America is that, like, some part of, like, a hard riff that doesn't have to be super, super colorful that you just remember. Like, I mean, we just talked about Refugee, but that riff the beginning riff is playing over in my head because it just comes at you.
Yeah.
It's nice hard rock, and you know it's American. Like, you know what I mean? And that's like a good thing, you know what I mean, to do. What else do I want to talk about? I want to talk about the contrast of like the cool Tom Petty and how sometimes he could just be like an animal on stage, like in his younger days, right? Like you wouldn't think that Tom Petty was gonna jump off a high rise from a stage and like whip his guitar at you and stuff like those things are great about him too. Like, you know, kind of like his ability to kind of just shake it out and be like wild on stage is kind of interesting to me.
Yeah, I guess. I don't really see those things as separate.
Huh.
You know what I mean? Because I
Yeah.
feel like, because everybody, like, well, clearly, like, nobody's, like, perfect. Like, every human has, you know, things going on with them that aren't perfect.
Yeah.
Or, you know, whatever. I'm trying to think of how I want to say this. So it's like, so you ever meet somebody, all right, you ever meet somebody that's just, like, so nice that you're just like, what do they do when these people aren't around? You know what I'm saying? So, like, when I see like somebody that's just like really calm and like really collected, I'm like, they have to get their energy out somehow.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you meet people that are like, they work out all the fucking time, and because they work out all the time, when they're not working out, they're like kind of like chilled.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I see it.
Yeah.
It's like he's got to have that outlet,
Right.
or else he would just be bursting.
Yeah.
So it's like if he just goes all out on stage, then all the times he's not on stage, it's like he doesn't have that energy to get out because he's taking it out there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I love to see it though. And I just love it in moments where, you know, because like, let's say like his videos, that's an interesting contrast. You never see him wild out in his videos.
Yeah.
He's always pretty chill, you know? It's like a sunny chill to him. You know, he's from the Sunshine State. So he's got that about him. But then you'll see him on stage and then it's just like, whoa, he does something wild. And it's not like, it's not shocking. It's kind of adding to it. You know what I mean? But it's still like a surprise in a way. And to me, sometimes it just feels like, more like a surprise than a contrast. I don't know. It feels like another facet of him in a way.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
That's what
like
I'm saying.
he like flipped it on you. Like you're just like, holy crap.